to see everybody. It's this is one of my favorite hours of the week. It's just a joy for me to be able to share practice. Um, I recognize that, typically classes are longer than an hour, normally about 90 minutes for a Qigong class or a mind body class. So, um, and I want to acknowledge that some people may have felt rushed moving through some new forms. So we're going to slow it down a little bit. I want to just kind of go into standing practice. We'll review the 3 treasures and continue with the 5 elements. But before we do that, does anybody have any questions? Anything that's come up? Hi, Rhonda. Yeah. Hi,
I wanted
Patricia.
to say hi to everyone, and this is my first Qigong class with you. I'm fairly new to TNL, and I do the express meditations in the morning, and I do some purification. So I'm thrilled to be here. I'm really looking forward to it. So thank you.
Oh, that's great to hear. Thank you, Patricia. It's you reminded me. I had a dream of Venerable Robina last night. She's usually in my dreams, and I had before we jump into practice, I had an experience. I don't know if any of you probably, like me, may wake up in the middle of the night and then you may have a hard time going back to sleep, right? As most humans these days do. We can start ruminating. Monkey mind can come in. And for me, I've trained my mind for a few years now to immediately go into love and kindness practice. So I start saying, may I be happy, may I be peaceful, may I be safe, may I be at ease. And it's like my lullaby. And then over the last week or so, it's become Om Mani Padme Om, Mani Padme Om. May I have the body of a Buddha, the speech of a Buddha, the mind of a Buddha. So it's interesting. And then eventually Venerable Robina shows up in my dream and says something really outlandish. So I hope that you practice with her, Patricia. She's my fairy Dharma mama. So in this, what we're going to do in the beginning of a lot of Qigong practice, for those of you that may not know, or just as a reminder, what we do is we discharge, right? We are going to do a shake. I feel like a shake is really useful to move that energy through us. We disorganize and then reorganize through form. Some birds just flew outside my window. I could feel them move through me. I had a client just before this class who was asking me, he's like, why is my chest so tight? And I was like, well, there's the gross anatomy of us, right? The intercostal muscles between our ribs that can start to get super tight from stress. There's, we carry everything in our bodies, right? And I'm going to ask you guys to remember everything that we experience in this life, we experience because we have a body. That's just facts. And we so forget that, especially for those of us that live up in our head, right? So the gross anatomy of us can become affected through those experiences. Our bodies get tight, our minds get tight, but then there's also the subtle body and the energy of us, right? And again, we forget that we are energetic creatures. We are alive. You are not a chair, right? Or although some would argue that stones have their own quality, they certainly do. But so that's what we're doing, is moving energy. Qi is energy, Gong is cultivation. So we're moving it around us and within us. But sometimes those energetic patterns become habituated patterns. And we see that in our bodies, we see that in our minds, right? I'm very aware of them. You're right. I've named my monkey mind Carlos, because Carlos can be very habituated. So what we do is disorganize the patterns, reorganize through form. It's also a way to discharge the nervous system. And before we come and stand and do that, one of the things that my friend and teacher Thomas Stroge, who learned from Master Wu, who I also practice with. Master Wu is based right now in Stockholm. Said that the shape of a river and the flow of the river is decided based upon the shape of the river bank, right? So that's what we're doing. We are both the river and the river bank. Yeah. So we're going to come and stand and do a little discharge practice, disorganize, and then go into form. Yeah. So come and stand. I'm going to move this back. So you guys can see me. I do recommend practicing barefoot, if that works for you, so you can have a greater connection to the earth, which is one of the three treasures. Great, and then I know that I'm gonna start to get quite warm, so I'm just gonna take off my sweatshirt.
Battery medium.
Oh, someone was trying to join us for class. Hold on. But they had the old link, so let me just send it to them. Okay.
I did too. I had the old link.
Yeah, I don't know that it
Sorry.
was updated. That's all right.
Yeah, apologies for that, that because there's so many classes during the week, they've tried to simplify the number of links. So the one on the website will always be right, but for those of us who have pasted it into our calendars, we'll have to repaste the new one. But the right link is on the website. So apologies for that inconvenience.
If that's the worst thing that happens to any one of us today, I think we're doing okay. Okay. Let me just get this going.
Battery medium. Connected to GPLC.
Okay, so we're gonna start off in our mountain pose. And let me turn the light on so you guys can see me a little better. So feet are together and or hip width apart. And if you're not so sure about that, check your feet out, see what they're doing. It's always good to know what your feet are doing. Also, useful ways to increase our proprioception, right? By really looking and seeing where your body is in space. Toes are facing forward. You can put a slight grip in the toes. So this is a little different than yoga, right? The arches pop up. And what I'm gonna do is lift up my lower ribs, smooth down my lower back, take my hands to my ribs, get them up off of my hips, right? We have a tendency sometimes to collapse in the side body, and we also have a tendency to forget that we are three-dimensional. So side, front, back, inner, outer. And we're gonna start with our hands in the Tai Chi mudra, where the hands come together at the thumb webbing, and they're just below the belly button at the lower dantian. And take a moment and just kind of align yourself, broadening the collarbones, lifting up the sternum. See if you can notice if you have one shoulder higher than the other. That is a tendency for many, including myself. See if you can notice if your right and left eardrum are equidistant from your right and left shoulder, right? as we inhale and exhale. So the earthly doors are closed, drawing up on the pelvic floor. The heavenly gate is open. That's the crown of the skull. And for one moment, connect to the energy that is moving up through the earth, up through your body, out through the crown of the skull, and also down through the crown of the skull, down through your body into the earth. Okay? This is the spiritual needle. As we inhale and exhale, inhaling the breath of the trees and exhale, returning it to them. And again, inhale and exhale. Inhale, release the palms. Bring your awareness to the quality of air on your right hand and your left. And notice what it would feel like perhaps if you were standing underneath a waterfall, water dripping from your hands. Okay, you are. The chi is all around you. Inhale, take one step to the right. Reach your hands up into the air. Reach the right hand into the sky. Reach the left hand into the sky. And again, right hand, right fingertips reaching up so much that you can taste the sky. And then your left fingertips reaching and reaching. Maybe you reach up so much that this begins to lift your heels up off the ground, even just a little bit, or maybe a lot of it. Inhaling. Exhaling, begin to turn the palms up, slight bend in the elbows, like you are holding the heavens in your palms. Inhale. Exhale, begin to slowly bend down to whatever degree possible. Maybe your heels are still up, maybe they're not, maybe they are in your mind. And then we're going to inhale, jump up, and release. And begin to just shake, gently releasing the fingers and the wrists. Noticing how you kind of stamp your heels down, how that moves up through all of the bones of your body. Begin to loosen. Go boneless. Puttering the lips helps with tension in the jaw. And then you can take your fingertips and begin to run them through your hair, your scalp. You guys know this, one of the best parts of getting your hair cut at a salon or the barber is getting your hair washed, right? So wash your hair. And then with the fingertips, we're going to gently tap on our skulls, noticing the fontanelle where the bones come together, that delicate space, right? Tap on it, activate it. This is the crown chakra in yoga. This is how we give birth to our spiritual selves, by opening. And you could do the forehead and the sides of your skull and the back. And then cupping the palms, gently do the forehead and the occiput at the same time. and the sides of the skull. And then you can take 2 fingers. I'll show you what this looks like. You guys can see me. Forefinger and middle finger. And let me back up into the light, metaphorically and literally. 2 fingers, and you go on the sides of your nose, right where your sinuses are. I mean, we have many sinus cavities, but this one right here. So we're going to clear the sinuses. Do that about 8 times. If you lost count, don't worry about it. Just add another one. You can rub your thumbs into the top ridge of your eye socket. For me, that's been really useful with Zoom fatigue. Take the heels of the hands and then just press them gently into your eyes. Allow your head to come forward, the weight of your head supported by your hands. And then rotate your eyes clockwise about 8 times, and then counterclockwise about 8 times. And you may notice that you feel fluid drain down from that, yeah? And then we're gonna keep moving methodically through our bodies. Take your hands, heels of the hands to your eardrums, and then press in and pull away about 8 times. A bit hard for me with the AirPods. This helps to restore equilibrium. And you can gently pull on your earlobes, which feels really nice. Opens the eustachian tubes. Massage your throat, helping to drain lymph nodes. Right? You may notice if you've been fighting, like I've been fighting a little bit of a cold, and this is where we first notice it sometimes, right? Lymph nodes get sore and swollen. Oh, and I don't think we did this last time. This is a really nice one. Drop your head forward, reach back, hold on to the muscles of your neck, and it's like picking up a cat. Reaching all the way into the muscles that go into the occiput. Yeah. Hi, Paul. I'm glad you joined. And then we're going to cup our hands, move through our chest, and using the sound to move energy through us. Maybe noticing the difference between the right and left lung, which I'm noticing. It's kind of interesting. Do both hands. Abdomen. Right, like you are your own human drum. Hip press. One leg. Other leg. Backs of your legs. SI joint. Mine's a little wonky. That's back here. And one arm. Other arm. On the inside, I mean. Other one. And you can take your hands, right? So the fire of the heart is in the palms. And you can take your hands, run them over your kneecaps, heating your kneecaps. Right, transformation. Think about what happens when fire and water come together. we're going to take the hands, and again, utilizing the heat of the heart, the fire of the heart, rubbing our palms together. While still connecting to the energy of the earth, rising into your feet. Take your hands, bring them to your kidneys on the sides of your lower back. Lift the chest and exhale into your palms. Heat of the heart, helping to heat the water element to the kidneys. So we're going to do that again. And then inhale, hands to your kidneys, lifting the chest, exhale into your palms. That's the high hey sound, used specifically in working with kidneys. Mine feel funky. Let's do one more. Inhale, hands to your kidneys, exhale. And this is so much fun too, right? Releasing your wrists, spanning your heart. You can drop your head back. Right, the tongue is the needle of the muscles of the body, including the heart. So, oh, I think my dog is coming running downstairs. And we're going to do the shoulder joints. 1, 2. Right, noticing maybe one is different than the other. And we can rotate them this way. Right, just noticing what's stuck, what's moving. Right, there's no judgment, it's simply information. And the hips, right, my right hip is popping. Go the other way. Other leg. And even, you can just gently fold forward, keeping the knees bent, wagging the head yes, wag it no. Okay, for the next minute, we're just gonna freestyle. Okay, and I want you to consider that what we're doing too is mapping our bodies with our hands. This is your body. How amazing is this thing? Get to know it, feed it, nourish it, map it, visit it. Okay, but notice for you, like, what might be stuck. Elbows, forgot about the elbows. Take the heat of the hands again, the palm over the elbow joint. The joints in the body are the gates, so we want to have them open, letting energy move through them. All right, you guys freestyle. Also, noticing as well that whenever we're bringing our awareness, conscious awareness to the body, our body, we're helping with dissociation. And then you could just bring it down to like 50%. And 25% slowing the wriggle, the shake. And then 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then just stop. Notice what you notice. And you can even remind yourself that if you're not noticing anything in particular, that is still a noticing. But perhaps you feel kind of buzzy, vibrating, a little more awake. So we're going to move into the 3 treasures. But first, we're going to draw the arms around, step the right foot back to the left. The fingertips face each other, palms face the earth. And what I'm doing is smoothing down the meridians of the subtle body. It's like playing guitar strings or the harp. And the hands come back into the Taiji mudra. And we finish with sending that sound up through the central channel. Coming back to our mountain, okay? Wherever you are in the middle of the day, when you notice that Carlos, that's the name of my monkey mind, your monkey mind may have its own name. When Carlos is super loud, I can align myself into my mountain. It's a nice practice. From here, we're going to release the mudra again, step out into a horse stance. Take a little sip of kombucha. So the horse stance can be very wide and deep, right? Or a little more shallow, right? Whatever works for you and your body right now in this moment. The 3 treasures in Qigong. And this is what I love about the practice, because it is incredibly non-secular. The 3 treasures are the earth, which hold and support us, the human, and the heavens, the sun, the moon, and the stars that feed us with energy. We connect to each one of those. Okay, so from here, my hands are going to be at the lower dantian, kind of hanging down at their sides, not held out. And I'm going to inhale, turning the palms up. Right when I get to chest level, rolling the shoulders back, turning the palms up. Exhale and pause. Okay, bring yourself back to the earthly doors are closed. Heavenly gate is open. I'm drawing in light and energy into my palms, just like a plant does, right? The greatest superpower, one of them, is photosynthesis, drawing light and energy into our bodies to fuel us. So inhale, exhale, straighten the legs, press out through the palms. That's it. Inhaling, exhale, expand, straightening the hands. That looks great. And I want you to reach so much that you can touch my fingers, right? We're all over the country and the world right now. Touch my fingers. Inhale. Exhale, fold forward. Okay, keep a slight bend in your knees if you need to. If not, engage the quads to help protect your kneecaps. This also lengthens your hamstrings. And just for 1 minute, wag the head yes, wag it no. Hands are touching the earth if possible. If not, do it with your mind. And then inhale, draw the earth into your body. And then turning the palms up to the sun, exhale. And we're going to do this a few more times before we move into 5 elements, okay? So inhale, straighten the legs and press out. As we exhale, good. Inhale, exhale, expand. Inhale, exhale, fold. Inhale, gather, drawing earth into you. Hands to the sun. Exhale. All right, we slowed the breathing pattern down a little bit at the end. So we're going to go slow, slow, slow. Bring your awareness to the air that you are cupping in your right hand and your left. Feel your feet gripping the earth. Perhaps noticing even the beat of your heart. And then inhale. Straighten, exhale, press out. Inhale. Exhale, expand. Expanding so much that not only can we touch each other's fingertips, but the sky can begin to flow into you through the joints of your fingers and your wrists and your elbows, opening the space between your sternum and your ribs, flowing into your hips, right around each head of your femur, flowing down into you. And then inhale, exhale, fold. Inhale, gather the earth, nourishing your organs, your ligaments, and then exhale, hands to the sun. We'll do one more. Inhale, exhale, press out. Inhale, exhale, expand. Inhale, exhale, fold. And then inhale, gather. And we're going to pause right here. And just notice. Look within, as Master Wu says. So that is the 3 treasures. And as a practice, a really nice one to do for a variety of reasons, right? Because it just kind of reconnects us with the basics. And we can't go anywhere else without the basics. So from here, we're going to step back. Right foot comes to left. And again, hands come down through the Taiji Mudra. All right, and we're going to go into 5 elements again. I'm definitely sweating. So I'm going to just show you what we did last week, and we're going to add to it. Because it's my hope that by the end of this series, you guys have the 5 elements in your pocket, okay? As well as next week, I want to start introducing Tugu Nashen, which is the 5-element practice of clearing the organs. It's an organ polishing practice, but it's a seated practice. So from my mountain, I'll show you what it looks like from the side. And then we're going to do it all together, and we're going to add earth element and hopefully metal and wood. So I release the mudra, step the left foot out at a 45-degree angle. We're going to go into fire, but you can watch me first. Turning my fingertips to pass through the belt meridian, that's my kidneys, And it kind of tickles when I do that. And then coming up into fire, right? So the fire is heart. Exhale, going into water. And notice how much I'm rounding my back. Water element is kidneys. And push and flow, stepping back into mountain. Okay, and then we do both sides. And then we're going to introduce earth. Earth is associated with the spleen. So what we're going to do in earth is draw the arms up. They intertwine at the chest. And then press up. We did earth last time too. Thumb tips come together. Okay, and I'm noticing right now that I'm overarching my lower back. So I'm going to tuck it slightly. Also release my butt. Sometimes we have a tendency to grip in the glutes. So release the glutes. This will let the spine lengthen. And then pulling away, pressing out, and coming down. You guys remember this from last week, right? Right, like you're landing. And then we're going to step into, I'm going to turn the right foot out again, step the right foot forward. This is like a modified warrior one, okay? I'll show you what it looks like from the side. So it's not a very deep, but the knee stays over the ankle. Make sure you know what your knee is doing. It's like, it's 9 o'clock. Do you know where your knee is? If anybody remembers that. And my hands are in bear pose. Okay. It's a slight twist, and I'm deeply extending through the back edge of my left foot. And then I twist to the right. Good. Wait, Heather, are you going? You're going to the left, aren't you? Go the other way. Yeah. This is my right side. Okay. And this is metal associated with the lungs. And then I come back to center and I step back. Yeah. And then I turn the right foot out at a 45-degree angle, step the left foot forward. Try to square the hips. That's the hard part. Hands come here in my bear pose. And then I turn, oh, this is so fascinating. This side's so tight. I turn to the left. Okay, and this is wood element associated with the liver. Inhale, exhale, back to center and step back. Okay, so now we have all of the 5 elements and we're going to do them all together. I have a little heater running. I'm going to turn it off because I am generating enough heat. All right, everybody ready? So start from your mountain. And I'm just going to guide us through it, okay? Heavenly gate is open, earthly doors are closed. Inhale and exhale. Also just notice this, because a lot of us, as we are doing a lot of Zoom time, we're leaning forward, right? And so the energy of my body is going this way, but I want it to be this way to connect to that spiritual needle, right? So notice if you're doing that. Drop the plumb line of the spiritual needle down through you. Inhale. Exhale, release the hands. Step the left foot out at a 45-degree angle. And if you're not sure, check it out. And then fingertips pass through the belt meridian, heel toe up into fire. Like flames rising through your fingertips. Inhale. Exhale, flow like water. Beautiful. Step back mountain. Inhale and exhale. Inhale. Release the mudra, step the right foot out at a 45-degree angle. Rise up, fire. Inhale. And exhale. Literally sending flames out your fingers. Okay, you can be up on your tippy toes or not, whatever works for you. Inhale. Exhale, flow. Water. Step back. Mountain. Inhale. Exhale. Release the mudra. Turn the palms up. Gather. Earth. Interlacing the fingers. Pressing the thumb tips together. Pressing up. Inhale. Exhale. Pull the hands away from each other. Try to do it really dynamically. Pressing out. Inhale. Exhale. Come back, mountain. Turn the left foot out. Inhale. Exhale. Step the right foot forward. That's it. Inhale. Exhale. Turn to the right. Okay, and you can feel the energy of each palm connecting to each other. Back leg is straight and engaged, pressing through the edge of the foot. That's it. Inhale. Exhale. Let's hold this for a minute. Inhale. Exhale. Middle. Inhale. Exhale. Come back to center. Inhale. Exhale. So what I want you guys to notice is as we inhale, maybe the hands press out a little bit, right? And then the exhale, they come in. This is bear pose. This is like my massive bear chest. Inhale. Exhale. And then inhale, step back. Mountain. Inhale. Exhale, release. Inhale. Exhale, turn the right foot out. Step the left foot forward. Bear. Inhale. Press out a little bit. Exhale. Come in. Again, inhale, press up. Exhale, come in. And then inhale, turn to the left. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, come back to your bear. Step back. Mountain. Realign yourself. We're going to run through it a couple more times, okay? Heavenly gate, earthly door. For one moment, see if you can bring yourself, literally yourself, your awareness, to the underside of your sternum. Graze your awareness. And bring your awareness to your right eardrum, noticing the vibrations along it, and then your left. Inhale. Exhale, release. Inhale, step the left foot out. Heel toe up into fire. We're going to hold this for a couple of breaths. Sometimes in the practice, we hold each pose for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. You can play with it. Inhale. Flames rising out, perhaps not just out of your fingertips, but out of every pore of your body. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, and then flow like water. Step back into your mountain. Inhale. Exhale, release. Right? Reading the air currents with your hands. Inhale. Exhale, step the right foot out. Inhale, rising up, fire. That's it. That looks great. Nice, Patricia. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Inhale. And exhale. And then inhale. Exhale, flow like water, because you are water. Come back, mountain. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Release the mudra, and then gather earth into you as you turn the palms up. Fingers intertwine, thumb tips come together, pressing up into the sky. Inhaling. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, pressing out. Inhale. Exhale, expanding. And then coming back. Mountain. Inhale. Exhale, release. Inhale. Turn the left foot out, step the right foot forward. Exhale. Bear. Okay. And at any time, you can always make sure that knee is where you want it, right? In all of these practices, one of the main covenants is ahimsa, right? The Sanskrit for do no harm. That is in the Qigong practice as well. From here, inhale, press out just a little bit. And then exhale. And one more. And exhale. And then inhale. Turn to the right. Energy in the palms connecting to each other. You can think of your arms and your shoulders and your palms like a bow, right? When you shoot a bow and arrow. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, come back to bear. Exhale, step back, mountain. Right, pausing to notice. And then inhale. Exhale, release. Inhale. Exhale, step the right foot out, 45 degrees. And then inhale, stepping forward into your bear. Inhale, pressing out. Exhale, pressing in. Inhale. Exhale. I'm gonna ask you guys right now, if you were a bear, what would you look like? Right? Find your inner bear. And then inhale, twist to the left. Okay, this is wood element again for our livers, connecting to the energy in the palms, connecting to all of the elements actually, but right now working specifically with liver because they're all connected. And then inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. Inhale, coming back to center. Exhale, stepping back the mountain. Pausing to notice, looking within. Looking within while still being very aware of the exterior. Okay, what I'd like to do now, which is what I've wanted to do in the past, is just have everybody just come to the ground and just let your bodies rest. That was a lot of practice. That was the full 5 elements and the 3 treasures. And we will definitely review and go over it next week. But now that you have it, now that you know it in your body, you can start to play with it and come back to it. But you can lay your body on the ground, put your legs up on a chair. I'm just going to guide us through a little bit of breath work. Or you can stay seated in your meditation cushion. Mm-hmm. So wherever you are, if you're on a cushion or on the floor, actually what I'm going to ask you to do is to really, as we inhale again, the breath of the trees, and exhale, return it to them. I want you to bring your hand to the floor. And just notice. It can be the back of your hand or your fingertips, it doesn't matter, but just notice the difference in the molecular vibration of the floor and you. As we inhale and exhale. And wherever you are for one moment, we can just inhale to our belly button from the earth around us. And then bring that up to our collarbones. And then exhale down the back of your spine through your feet. And one more. Inhale to your belly button. And then your collarbones. Even dropping the chin slightly if you're seated. And then lifting the chin and exhale, return the breath to the trees. And we'll just sit and be in silence for a minute. Wherever you are, you can lengthen your breath and lengthen your exhalation. Deepen your breath and deepen your exhalation. Whether you are seated on a cushion or laying on the floor, when you open your eyes, I encourage you to allow the room to enter you instead of grasping or naming. Just notice shape and color and form. And then if you're on the floor, you can press the ground away and come and sit. And we can close out, and I can, for those of you that need to leave, please feel free. If anybody has any questions, I'll be here for a few minutes.
Gina, when
Very
you're
good class. Thank you.
You're welcome. The traditional ending for a Qigong class, Patricia, is this is the earth. Yeah, so it's make a fist with the left hand, and the right hand folds over. This is the heavens. The elbows come together, and then we bow our head as the human is supported by the heavens and the earth and bowing to all of it, including each other.
Cool.
So, Patricia, I'm so glad that you joined.
I really enjoyed it, Gina. Thank you.
You're
You'll
welcome.
see
It's a
me
pleasure.
again for sure.
That's great. Great. Heather, you had a question?
did when you're doing bear and the I can't see, is your torso leaning forward or stacked over your hips?
Stacked over. Well, because it's bare with like a high lunge,
Yeah.
I'll show you from the side. So a bit. So there's a practice in which we hold horse stance and bear,
Okay.
and we hold this for 20 minutes. It's called Yi Chuan, mind fist practice. It's extraordinary what happens in that practice. But here I'm totally over my, right? Still in a horse stance. I'm here, right? So not leaning forward or leaning back, not overarching my lower back, which will compress my lumbar vertebrae. You don't want to do that. That'll start hurting.
Right.
So here. But with working with wood and metal, I have to find that place where I'm not leaning back, I'm not leaning forward. So the weight is distributed evenly. That's why I'm always giving the prompt to press on that back foot. Also, because the moment I press on that back foot, the energy spirals up that back foot and moves here, and this stays here. It's
Cool.
also one of the reasons that we do. One of the reasons that I like to do 3 treasures before doing that is because 3 treasures helps to open the hamstrings.
Right.
And that modified warrior 1 is hard if people's hamstrings are tight.
Yeah. Cool. That makes a lot of sense. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. And it's recorded, so you guys can watch it at any time.
I have a short question too, if that's okay.
Yeah, of course.
Thanks for a lovely practice. Hope it's okay. I pop in here from Europe to your little sangha.
I love that.
Thank you. I was looking for a little more qigong practice, so I'm really grateful for that.
Sure.
My question is, when you go into the fire pose with the hands up,
Yeah.
I seem to stake in which foot I'm supposed to land on. Do you take 2 or 3 steps?
That's a really good question, Mikhail. So it's 2. So that you turn the left foot. So if you can see this in your mind, you turn the left foot out 45. I'll just show you guys because
I just found myself looking like I was landing on the wrong foot that you did.
right. So if I'm here in my mountain, I turn the left foot out 45. So it's a heel toe up. So you're landing on the foot that you originally turn out 45 degrees. Make sense? And then here and here, coming back to where you were. Right? So it's right foot turns out, heel, toe, up. So 2 steps. Right? Does that help?
Once again, can you? I'm sorry, my choreography skills are really poor. So, like, if you take the right foot out to the 45 degrees, do you start by moving the right foot or the left foot? I think that's where I go mistaken.
All right, here, let me move this. So if I turn my right foot out, I heel, toe, my left, and then I step forward with the right.
Okay.
And I come into fire. And then, so then when I flow here, I'm still kind of on that tippy toe and I step back, right? So the foot that steps forward is the one that steps back.
Yes.
Yeah, and if you don't, you'll get it. If it's the first time, just like anything else, if it's the first time you've done it, it's the first time you've done it. But the kind of, yeah, sure. The important thing is that the chest is opening, right? And the energy of the heart is moving through the hands, and eventually the whole body just like becomes like a phoenix. It's a really beautiful practice for transformation. And then when you do all of the elements, what I find is that the body just gets into this really nice equilibrium. There's some days though where I need more fire. And there's some days where definitely more water is needed just to flow. And I highly recommend, if any of you is near a body of water, to practice beside the water. It's beautiful. Any other questions? I'm so glad that you're joining from Europe. It's a treat.
So happy I found you. I love Qigong and I do a lot of Buddhist classes here with my FPMT center, but I never found the combination before, so that's really good.
Great. I'm really happy about it. They're really intertwined, especially if, like, you guys can see behind me is the white Tara, yeah? And the white Tara has eyes in the hands and the soles of the feet and the third eye, so 7 eyes. So when you really start to like read and see with your body, it's like we can taste with our eyes and we can hear with our bodies, because we do. And so the senses become, you're just more aware of everything. And it's gorgeous. It's like when the birds fly through my body and it's like, whoa. If you're an empath though, like I am, you have to start to be a little careful because you start picking up all sorts of stuff. So we're gonna end, and next week we're gonna review all of this. I think, Heather, do we have 2 more classes?
I think we've got 2 more, yeah.
2 more classes. Okay, so we'll review the 5 elements, the moving meditation practice, and then we're gonna do the seated practice of working with the organs and mudra, which is a gorgeous, beautiful practice. And then, we'll see what happens moving forward, but I'd like to continue offering classes. Yeah.
Cool. This was wonderful. Always thank you for your generosity of time and spirit and knowledge. Would look forward to seeing you next week.
Thank you. Me too. Please be safe, everybody. Yeah. Take care.